Shabbat shalom, peace and love, Shabbat shalom. Be reading from the book of Lamentations, chapter 3 to 5, and into the book of into the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1 to 2. Bear with me as I try to get through this, y'all willing. The book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 1. I am the man who has seen affliction by the rod of his wrath. Verse 2, he has led me and made me walk in darkness and not light. Verse 3, indeed, he has turned back. He has turned his hand against me all the day. Verse 4, he has worn out my flesh and my skin. He has broken my bones. He has worn out my flesh and my skin. He has broken my bones. Verse 5, he has piled up against me and surrounded me with bitterness and hardship. Verse 6, he has made me dwell in the dark places like the dread of old. Verse 7, he has hinged me in and I do not go out. He has made my chain heavy. Verse 8, also when I cry and shout, he shuts out my prayer. Verse 9, he has blocked my ways with hewn stone. He has made my path crooked. Verse 10, he is to me like a bear lying in wait, a lion in hiding. Verse 11, he has turned aside my ways and torn me in pieces. He has laid me waste. Verse 12, he has bent his bow and set me up as target for the arrow. Verse 13, he made the arrows of his quiver pierce my kidney. Verse 14, I have been a mockery to all my people, their mocking song all day long. Verse 15, he has filled me with bitterness. He drenched me with wormwood. Verse 16, and he has broken my teeth with gravel. He has covered me with ashes. Verse 17, and you have removed my being far from peace. I have forgotten goodness. Verse 18, and I said, my strength and my expectancy have perished from Yahuwah. Verse 19, remember my affliction and my anguish, the wormwood and the gall. Verse 20, your being indeed remembers and bows down upon me. Verse 21, this I recall to my mind, therefore I wait. Verse 22, the loving commitments of Yahuwah, for we have not been consumed, for his compassion have not ended. Verse 22, verse 20, verse 23, they are new every morning. Great is your trustworthiness. Verse 24, Yahuwah is my portion, says my being, therefore I wait for him. Verse 25, Yahuwah is good to those waiting for him, to the being who seeks him. Verse 26, it is good both to wait and to be silent for deliverance of Yahuwah. Verse 27, it is good for a man to bear a yoke in his youth. Verse 28, let him sit alone and be silent, because he has laid it on him. Verse 29, let him put his mouth in the dust. There might yet be expectancy. Verse 30, let him give his cheek to the one who strikes him. Sounds familiar? Let him give his cheek to the one who strikes him. He is filled with approach. He is filled with reproach. I like where it says, let him sit alone and be silent. Verse 31, for Yahuwah does not cast off forever. Verse 32, for though he afflicted, yet he shall show compassion, according to the greatness of his loving commitment. Verse 33, for he has not afflicted from his heart, nor does he grieve the children of men. Verse 34, to crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth. Verse 35, to turn aside the right ruling of man before the face of the Most High. Verse 36, or wrong a man in that cause, this Yahuwah does not approve. Or wrong a man in his cause, this Yahuwah does not approve. 37, verse 37, who was it that spoke, and it came to be? Has Yahuwah not commanded it? Verse 38, do not the evils and the good come out of the mouth of the Most High? Do not the evils and the good come out of the mouth of the Most High? Verse 39, what should mankind complain? A living man because of his sins. Verse 40, let us search and examine our ways and turn back to Yahuwah. Verse 41, let us lift our hearts and hands to El in the heavens and say. Verse 42, we have transgressed and rebelled. You have not forgiven. You have wrapped yourself with displeasure and pursued us. You have unalived us. You have not shown compassion. You have wrapped yourselves with a cloud so the prayer does not pass through. You make us a scum and refuse in the midst of the people. All our enemies have opened their mouth against us. Fear and snare have come upon us, shame and ruin. Streams of water run down my eye for the ruin of the daughter of my people. My eye flows out and does not cease without stopping. Until Yahuwah looks down and sees from the heavens, my eye pains my being because of the daughters of my city. My enemies hunted me down like a bird without cause. They have cut off my life in the pit, and they threw stones at me. Waters overflowed over my head. I said, I am cut off. I called on your name, O Yahuwah, from the lowest pit. You have heard my voice. Do not hide your ear from my groaning, from my outcry. You drew, verse 57, you drew near on the day I called on you. You said, do not fear. O Yahuwah, you did plead the case of my being. You have redeemed my life. O Yahuwah, you have seen my oppression. Judge my case. You have seen all their vengeance, all their plans against me. You have heard their reproach, O Yahuwah, all their plans against me. The lips of those rising against me, and their scheming against me all the day. Look at their sitting down and their rising up. I am their song. Repay them, O Yahuwah, according to the work of their hands. Give them a veiled heart your curse upon them. Pursue and destroy them in displeasure from under the heavens of Yahuwah. Chapter 4, verse 1. The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 1. How dim the gold has become, the fine gold changed. The stones of the set apart place are scattered at the head of every street. Verse 2. The precious sons of Zion, who were weighed against fine gold, how they have been reckoned as clay pots, the work of the hands of the potter. Verse 3. Even jackals have presented their breasts, they have nursed their young. The daughter of my people have become as cruel as ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the infant has clung to the roof of its mouth for thirst. Children ask for bread, no one breaks it for them. Verse 5. Those who ate delicacies have been laid waste in the streets. Those who were brought up in scarlet have embraced dunghills. Verse 6. And the crookedness of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom. Which was overthrown in a moment, and no hands were wrung over her. Verse 7. Her Nazarites were brighter than snow and whiter than milk, more ruddy in body than rubies. They're cut like sapphire. Verse 8. Their appearance has become blacker than salt, soot. Their appearance has become blacker than soot. They have become unrecognized in the streets. Their skin has shriveled on their bones. It has become dry. It has become as wood. Verse 9. Better off were those pierced by the sword than those pierced by hunger. For these pine away, pierced through for lack of their fruit of the field. Verse 10. The hands of the compassionate woman have boiled their own children. They become food for them in the destruction of the daughter of my people. Verse 11. Yahuwah has completed his wrath. He has poured out his burning displeasure. And he kindled a fire in Zion and is consumed her foundation. Verse 12. And the sovereigns of the earth did not believe, nor any of the inhabitants of the world, that an adversary and an enemy would enter the gates of Jerusalem. Verse 13. It was because of the sins of her prophets, the crookedness of her priests, who shed on her midst, who shed in her midst the blood of righteous. Verse 14. They staggered blind in the streets. They have defiled themselves with blood, so that no one was able to touch their garments. They shouted at them, away, unclean, away, away, touch not. When they fled and staggered, they said, among the nations they shall stay no longer. The face of Yahuwah scattered them. He no longer regards them. They show no respect for the priests, nor favor to the elders. While we exist, our eyes are consumed, watching vainly for our help. In our watchtower, we watch for a nation that could not save. They have haunted our steps from going in our streets. Our end was near. Our days were completed, for our end had come. Our pursuers were swifter than the eagles of the heavens. They came hotly after us on the mountains and lay in wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the anointing of Yahuwah, was caught in their pits, in whose shadow we had thought to live among the nations. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. You who dwell in the land of Uz, the cup is to pass over to you too, so that you become drunk and make yourself naked. Verse 22, your crookedness has been completed of daughter of Zion. He no longer prolongs your exile. He shall punish your crookedness, O daughter of Edom. He shall uncover your sins. Chapter 5, verse 1, Book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Yahuwah, what has come upon us. Look and see our reproach. Our inheritance has been over our inheritance has been turned over to strangers, and our houses to foreigners. We have become orphans, fatherless. Our mothers are like widows. We had to pay for our drinking water, and our wood comes at a price. We have been pursued close unto our neck. We have labored and had no rest. To Misraim we have given a hand, to assure to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers sinned, they are no more. We have borne their crookedness. Servants have ruled over us. There is no one to deliver from their hand. With our lives we bring in our bread, because of the sword of the wilderness. Our skin has become as hot as an oven, because of the burning heat of scarcity of food. They have humbled they have humbled the women in Zion, the maidens in the cities of Yehuda. Rulers were hung up by their hands, and elders were not respected. They have taken young men to grind, and youth stumbled under loads of wood. Elders have ceased from the gate, young men from their song. The joy of our heart has ceased. Our dancing has turned into mourning. The crown has fallen from our head. Woe to us, for we have sinned. Because of this, our heart has been sick. Because of these, our eyes have become dim. Because of Mount Sion, which is laid waste, foxes have gone roaming in it. You, O Yahuwah, remain forever. Your throne from generation to generation. Why do you forget us forever? Forsake us for length of days. Turn us back to you, O Yahuwah, and let us turn back. Renew our days of old. For have you completely rejected us? You have been rough with us exceedingly. That was the book of Lamentations, chapter 3 to 5, and we're going to get into the book of Ezekiel. Excuse me. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1 to 2. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 1. verse 1. And it came to be in the 30th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th of the new moon, as I was among the exiles by the river Kebar, the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of Elohim. The heavens were opened, and I saw visions of Elohim. Verse 2. On the 5th of the new moon, in the 5th year of sovereign Jehoiakim exile. Verse 3. The word of Yahuwah came expressly to Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of Kasdim by the river Kebar. And the hand of Yahuwah came upon him. The hand of Yahuwah came upon him there. Verse 4. And I looked, and I saw a whirlwind coming out of the north, a great cloud with fire flashing itself, and brightness was all around it, and out of its midst, like glowing metal, out of the midst of the fire. Verse 5. And out of the midst of it came what looked like four living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of man. Verse 6. And each one had four faces, and each one had four wings. Verse 7. And their feet were straight feet, and the soles of their feet were like soles of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the appearance of polished bronze. Verse 8. And under their wings, on their four sides, were the hands of man. And each of the four had faces and wings. Verse 9. Their wings touched one another. They did not turn when they went, but each one went straight forward. Verse 10. In the likeness of their faces, the face of man. And each of the four had the face of a lion on the right side. And each of the four had the face of an ox on the left side. And each of the four had the face of an eagle. Verse 11. Such were their faces. Their wings were spread upward. Two of each touched one another, and two covered their bodies. Verse 12. And each one went straight forward, going wherever the Spirit was to go. And they did not turn when they went. In the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of torches, moving back and forth among the living creatures. And the fire was bright, and out of the fire went lightning. And the living creature ran back and forth like the appearance of a flash of lightning. And I looked at the living creatures and saw a wheel on the earth. Beside each living creature with its four faces. The appearance of the wheel and the works was like the appearance of beryl. And all four had the same form. The appearance of their works was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Verse 17, when they went in any one of four directions. They did not turn aside when they went. And their rims were high and awesome, and their rims were covered with eyes. All around the four of them. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went beside them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Wherever the Spirit was to go, they went, because there the Spirit went, and the wheels were lifted together with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Verse 21, when those went, these went. When those stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up together with them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And a likeness was over the heads of the living creatures, an expanse like the appearance of an awesome crystal, stretched out over their heads. And under the expanse, and under the expanse, their wings were straight, one toward another. Each one had two which covered one side, and each one had two which covered the other side of the body. Verse 24, and when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of many waters, like the voice of the Almighty, a tumult like the noise of an army. And when they stood still, they let down their wings, and a voice came from above. A voice came from above the expanse that was over their heads. When they stood, they dropped their wings. Verse 26, and above the expanse over their heads was likeness of a throne, in appearance like a sapphire stone. And on the likeness of the throne was likeness as the appearance of man high above. And from the appearance of his waist and upward, I saw what looked like glowing metal. with the appearance of fire all around within it. And from the appearance of his waist downward, I saw what looked like fire and brightness all around, as the appearance of a rainbow in a cloud. Oh, as the appearance of a rainbow in a cloud on a rainy day. So was the appearance of the brightness all around it. This was the appearance of the likeness of the esteem of Yahuwah. And when I saw it, I fell on my face. And I heard a voice of one speaking. Chapter 2, verse 1. And he said to me, Son of man, stand on your feet. So that I speak to you. Verse 2. And the Spirit entered into me when he spoke to me, and set me on my feet. And I heard him who was speaking to me. Verse 3. And he said to me, Son of man, I am sending you to the children of Israel, to a nation of rebels who have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me until this day. Verse 4. And the children are stiff of face and hard of heart. To whom I am sending you, and you shall say to them, Thus said the Master Yahuwah. And they, whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are a rebellious house, shall know that a prophet has been in their midst. Verse 6. And you, son of man, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of them, nor be afraid of their words. Though thistles and thorns are with you, and you dwell among scorpions, do not be afraid of their words or discouraged by their looks, for they are a rebellious house. Verse 7. And you shall speak my words to them, whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are rebellious. Whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are rebellious. Verse 8. And you, son of man, hear what I am speaking to you. Do not be rebellious like that rebellious house. Open your mouth and eat what I am giving you. And I looked and saw a hand stretched out to me. And see, a scroll of a book was in it. Verse 10. And he spread it before me, and it was written on the inside and on the outside. And written on it were lamentations and mourning and woe. That completes the reading of the book of Lamentations, chapter 3 to 5, and Ezekiel chapter 1 and 2. Hallelujah, praise Yah, may all glory be to Yah, Yahuwah, Shabbaoth, Yahuwah, Almighty, Yahuwah, Most High, Yahuwah, El Shaddai. Thank you, Yahuwah. Thank you, Yahushua. Appreciate you guys' patience, brothers and sisters. And until next time, I'm going to bless us out according to the blessing that was given to Moses to bless the people in the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 23 to 26. Receive your blessing. May Yahuwah bless you, barak you, and guard you. May Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. May Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Until next time, siblings, peace, love, Shabbat Shalom, love, and peace.